But yeah, if you couldn't tell from the title of the video, Trump did his first interview since the election. And as you can guess, it was just a lie fest, a never ending stream of lies that we're now going to have to fact check because I don't know. I don't even, you know what? I don't even know if there's a fucking point to it anymore. I really don't. But we're, just for the sake of content, let's go take a peek at what the fucking lying sack of shit had to say this time.
But I want to delve into one of your signature promises on the campaign trail, which was to end inflation, to lower prices. You are now proposing tariffs against the United States' three biggest trading partners. Economists of all stripes say that ultimately consumers pay the price of tariffs.
I don't believe
Can
it.
you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow, but I...
Dude, what? I'm sorry. What? Wasn't that his whole thing? I'm sorry, was his whole thing not, I'm gonna fix everything and Biden's destroying the country and I'm gonna, what the fuck was all that? You can't guarantee anything now? Oh my God, dude, this is a joke. This is a joke. This is what you guys voted for. I love that so many people voted for this fucking idiot specifically for him to lower prices, and now he's just like, I can't guarantee anything. What are you guys looking at me for? It's just so fucking stupid.
But in particular, China, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars, and we had no inflation. In fact, when I handed it over, they didn't have inflation for a year and a half. They went almost 2 years just based on what I had created, and then they created inflation with energy and with spending too much.
By the way, everything he just said is bullshit. Mainly because, inflation was about 1% late in Trump's term, mainly because COVID-19 had drastically slowed many types of economic activity. However, the rise in inflation under President Joe Biden began sooner than Trump said. During the Biden presidency's first 6 months, many Americans received COVID-19 vaccines and the economy began to reemerge, stoking consumer demand as supplies lagged. Year-over-year inflation hit 4.9% in May 2021, 4 months into Biden's term, which marked its highest levels in about 13 years. From there, inflation kept rising, peaking at about 9% a year and a half into Biden's term. Inflation began to spike just 4 months into Biden's term. Wow. Look at all this. I thought you gave him a perfect economy with no inflation there, Orange Man. What's all this? Look at all that. It wasn't 2 years. 2 years, he said. So right here, when he left office, January 2021, so he's taking credit for all of this, huh? That's nice of him. Hey, thanks, Trump.
We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidized. Why are we...
Just to be perfectly clear about how unfathomably fucking stupid this man is, when he says that we're subsidizing Mexico and subsidizing Canada, what he's referring to is a goddamn trade deficit. Because that's how little this fucking retard understands anything to do with the economy. He's talking about a trade deficit, which is a good thing, by the way.
Well, again, prices did go up on some goods in your first administration, washing machines, tires. Will you punish CEOs?
Let me just explain to you. No. You mentioned washing machines. So you look at Whirlpool in Ohio. I got a call from Jim Jordan, one of the greats, congressman from Ohio.
One of the greats who didn't fucking act on multiple sexual assault allegations at a high school. One of the greats who's been in Congress for 16 years and hasn't passed a single fucking bill. One of the greats, guys.
And he said, they're going out of business because South Korea and China are dumping washing machines into our country. And I put a 50% tariff on the washing machines coming in from China and South Korea. And Whirlpool and the companies that made washing machines, which are based in Ohio, largely based in Ohio, went through the roof. We saved thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs. They were all going out of business because they were dumping washing machines. And when I put the tariffs on...
And when I put the tariffs on them, everything was magically solved by my amazing tariffs. Cool. Now let's see what actually happened, since we know that's bullshit. Trump tariffs, washing machines. Literally the first one. Trump's washing machine tariffs stung consumers while, oh my god, while what? While lifting corporate profits. So of course it was a massive success by Trump standards because he raised the corporate profits. That's the only thing that matters. His billionaire buddies got richer. Come on, guys, look at the bright side. I mean, you schmucks were paying more, but think of the billionaires. God, you knew it was gonna be some bullshit. You knew it was gonna be something. If he says, "Oh, it worked out great, everybody loved it," oh, it must be his rich buddies, and everybody else got fucked over.
But how do you make sure that consumers don't wind up paying more? Will you punish CEOs who try to pass the cost of tariffs on to their customers?
Well, the market's going to take care of it. I mean, actually, the market takes care of it.
Yeah, the market takes care of it, guys. Remember last time where, he raised the tariffs on soybeans and then had to bail out farmers with a $12 billion subsidy? Remember that one? Where his magical tariffs, oh god, they just solved the whole farming crisis, didn't they? Trump tariffs, farmers, what was it, 2019? China implemented retaliatory tariffs equivalent to 34 billion tariff imposed on it by the U.S. in July 2018. The Trump administration announced it would use a Great Depression era program because you're on the right track when you're stealing tactics from the Great Depression. Come on, to pay farmers up to 12 billion, increasing the age on 20. It's so fucking, oh my god, because why would he learn anything from the first time his bullshit tariffs didn't work?
10 minutes after that phone call, we noticed that the people coming across the border, the southern border, having to do with Mexico, they were at a trickle, just a trickle. It was, in fact, I call the border. See, unlike my opponent, I do call the border a lot. And I said, how's the border looking today? They said, there's nobody here. They couldn't believe it. The military stopped these vast groups of people. We call them caravans, but they had caravans of people, and they largely stopped them. Now, they're going to have to continue that, but if they don't continue, and the other thing I told them is no more drugs, and I told that to China, too. I had to deal with President.
By the way, nothing he just said is true. There is no military breaking up the caravans. The president of Mexico specifically said that there was no change to her fucking policy after their little phone conversation. President of Mexico. Yeah. In response to Trump's claim she agreed to stop migration, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has sought to clarify details of the conversation she had with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump after the two leaders offering differing accounts of the call. Following Wednesday's call, Trump said Sheinbaum had agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing the southern border. This prompted Sheinbaum to say that she had merely reiterated Mexico's position, which she said was not to close the border, but to build bridges between governments and people. Yeah, kind of sounds a little different there. Who am I going to believe? The pathological liar or the president of Mexico? Decisions. He's only lied like, what, a dozen times since this fucking interview started?
The people that have been treated very unfairly are the people that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. And we're going to make it very easy for people to come in.
Well, you know what? I actually agree with him on that one, too, because if you've been online for 10 years, you need faster internet.
And in terms of they have to pass the test.
I realize that stupid people just say online instead of inline because they're dumb, but I mean, online is computers. Inline is when you're standing. You are the line. If there's a person in front of you and a person behind you and you're standing with them, you are the line. You're in line. You're not online. Say it right, you dummies.
They have to be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is. They have to tell you a little bit about our country. They have to love our country. They can't come out of prisons. We don't want people that are in for murder. So we had 11,000 and 13,000 different estimates, 13,099 murderers released into our country over the last 3 years. They're walking down the streets. They're walking next to you and your family. and they're very
The
dangerous.
13,000 figure, I think, goes back about 40 years.
No, it doesn't. No,
That
it's within the
13,000
3-year period. It's
figure.
during the Biden term now. That was a fiction that they put that out. This was done.
That was a fiction that he put that out. That was a fiction, guys. Anything that goes against his horseshit lies is a fiction. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. The first time she actually does the slightest pushback on anything, he immediately goes, actually, that was a fiction. That was a fiction, guys. Oh, sorry. You guys don't get the real facts. We get the facts over here on Truth Social. The U.S. let in 13,099 murderers within the 3-year period as during the Biden term. False. In a letter released in September, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a federal agency, said there were 13,099 non-citizens convicted of homicide who were not in immigration detention. However, this data refers to people who entered the country over the past 40 years, including under Trump, which Welker pointed out. There is no evidence that all 13,099 people entered in a single 3-year period under Biden. Also, many people included in this number are not in immigration detention because they are serving prison sentences. So they're not just wandering around, like he says. But, that's a fiction, guys. Gosh darn it, I was hoping that'd be true, but according to the arbiter of truth, Orange McGee over here, it was all a fiction. But yeah, we'll take his word for it, I guess.